sponsored by Shop G&O for the following season, everybody. Make sure you're checking out their brand new website launching on the 5th of May. If you sign up and become part of the members club, it's a £25 membership club, absolutely free, everybody. You can only get it through one Leeds. Competitive rates across the site as well. Better than Amazon, Vinted and eBay. Make sure you check out Shop G&O. It is an e-commerce site which is tailored for all of your needs. Also, everybody, we are sponsored by Job Match Group. Talking about tailoring, make sure you check out this. It's got very specific job needs tailored to all of your every single needs. Make sure you check it out, everybody. Launching on the 6th of May. Well worth it. Finally, we're sponsored by the lads at Match Bingo. £2 per card, £5 for the price of 4. Get involved every match day, everybody. The QR code is in the corner. And let's get into the show, shall we? Well, hello, everybody. How are you doing? You Premier in Whites. Yes, baby, that is where we're at. No sponsorship. If you want to get in touch, Lenny Henry, listen, YouTube description. Is he in here? Lenny Henry? He's everywhere, isn't he, when he's affiliated with Premier Inn? But Lenny, if you want to get in touch, make sure you do. So if you do want to get in touch with the Leeds United Premier Inn Whites, get in contact. One Leeds fan channel, everybody. Brief description, because we're Premier League now. I don't know if you know. Is that the Premier League? I think it is. And I'm absolutely delighted to be joined by two lads off the fan forum who've grown their own personalities this year in terms of One Leeds. We've not seen them before, but talking to them, we've all become absolutely fantastic mates, and we'll be meeting up very, very soon. And if not, at the Premier League parade. It feels good saying it, doesn't it? Leeds United Premier League, don't know if you know. Leeds United Premier League, don't if you know. Should we go again? Hat trick. Leeds United Premier League, if you don't know. I've had to sneak Estella upstairs. Might get in trouble for this one. A quick knock on the door. Mr. McGilligan, you should have a plastic cup for that. Screw it. Premier League. Here we go. And for the first time as Premier League championship winners, I should say. Wingers. I've introduced Matt and Steve to the channel. Lads, shades on, looking absolutely splendid. Matt, been on the... It's like... I feel like
we're on holiday in Marbella or something like that. We just got off the plane about an hour ago, and we're just identifying about where we come from. You know what I mean?
No, that's it. And I feel like if people don't like drinking, they're not just going to... I feel like this channel suddenly has become a drinky channel.
Cheers, guys. Happy Premier League. Well done. Brilliant. Great support.
Well, I'll tell you what. I don't even know where to start, to be honest. But if I'm being honest with you, I'm kind of happy, Matt, that goal got seen off as offside. Because I was like, that end, like how that ended, that's folklore. That is Leeds United folklore, how that went down at the end. It gave me, I mentioned it on the watch along, gave me City when they got those 100 points and won the league, the Centurions, when they beat Southampton on the last day of the season. Gabriel Jesus scored, pandemonium in the background, and it felt that, how that ended, it's epic. It'll go down in championship history, that. I mean, how are you feeling, mate?
Oh, mate, yeah, it's absolutely amazing. I thought I'd feel, not much different from the other session we did, but now we've won the title, mate. Absolutely amazing. And the limbs at the end after Solomon's goal. I mean, we'd leave it late, don't we? And yeah, it was unbelievable that went in. I'm wearing my shades because I'm not being a dick, but I've just literally run from a beer garden. And I think I was the only Leeds United supporter in there. And when I shouted, when Solomon scored, I started crying. I must look right dick. So my eyes are a bit puffed up. So I'll take these off in a bit. But that's just the emotion being down south and no one else around me being a Leeds fan. Other than my wife was with me. But that feeling and watching it, I had to watch it at the pub garden on my phone, unfortunately, but just even that from that screen when that went in, the feeling through my just my whole thing just exploded, and I had to shout out. It's absolutely amazing. And like I said, we leave it late, don't we? But we haven't made a big thing of it, have we, this season? It was always meant to be, right? It was inevitable.
Yeah, I said it.
On the back of what Matt's saying, mate. Can you add to it? It's just the elation at the minute, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it's I don't know. It's this promotion to me feels, and I know last time we went up with Bielsa, but it was COVID, wasn't it? And there wasn't a lot of fans there, and it felt that didn't feel right. This promotion to me feels like the one. I don't know. I'm going to show my age now, but when we went up with Howard Wilkinson, this one feels like this one for me. I was chuffed to bits when we went up with Bielsa. I thought we played, we had a great team, great players, and we had a great manager. But this one for me, really kind of brings back what was going on in the 80s and early 90s, the 89-90 season when we went up with Howard Wilkinson. Because, and the thing is, here's the thing, it's going up, and it reminded me of that. It's brought back a whole load of memories from way back in the 80s. All those times when we had Vinnie Jones playing, and Mel Sterling, who's a massive favourite of mine still. Carl Schutt, Ian Baird. I'm scraping the bottom of the barrel here now. It kind of feels like that to me, and it's just been. This season has been. It's been amazing. It really has. I mean, the amount of times I've ended up in hospital. I ended up in hospital once, but why? How come I never ended up in hospital like a few more times? I don't know. I don't know if it's because I'm part of the fan forum, part of the channel, but this season's been absolutely epic. And while I'm knocking on it now, I don't know how many promotions and relegations I can handle without with all the emotion and the emotional stuff that comes along with that, as well as the nerves of every single game, and the lack of nails that I've had throughout this season while I've been sat there, chewing and gnawing. So, it's just amazing to be. There we go. Just amazing to be back up in the Prem.
We just got to have a look, Stevie boy. We've got to have a look at this. Might get done for copyright. I don't think I will, but last minute goal. He's Shaun of the Dead, isn't it?
Let's tear it up. Tear them stands up. Magic. Cheers, lads.
Brilliant. It's
amazing.
It's like I can't imagine being down there right now, but we're all in, and this is what the brilliance of One Leeds is. We can celebrate together as well as a community. But I don't even know what to do. I don't even know what to like. Is there any point in like talking about the game? What you guys run me through this? I don't know how to go with it, to be honest.
Can I say something? Can I just say something? Right, a few weeks ago, I kind of said to you that I would be more than happy for Farke to be swapped. But I just the human side of me came out today when I saw him, and we have to talk about Farke because. After the game, the cameras went onto him and he was just sat there. And I don't know whether or not he was emotional. He was just sat there and he was just nothing. You know what I mean? And I kind of felt for the guy a little bit, and I thought to myself, he put himself out there a few weeks ago and said we were going to win the Premier League. I personally think that was about
the Premier League.
Sorry, the championship. I nearly said Champions League then.
Calm down, Daniel. Calm down.
But I think we've got to give Farke a massive amount of pat on the back for this because he's got us up there and we haven't spent a lot of money. We've utilised it. We've bought well. We've had a good squad. We might not have agreed with a lot of stuff throughout the season, but you know what? Excuse me. I don't know. There was.
It's difficult not to bring sentiment in now, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It is. I'm not a fan of. I'm grey like you, but we've got to sit back and we've got to say, you know what, this man deserves. He's going to go down in history because we've only lost 3 games in the last 2 seasons. You know that. 3 games in the last 2 seasons, and we've
Is that
both
true?
seen,
Is that true?
yeah, 3 games in the last 2 seasons.
That can't be right.
I'm under correction, but that's what.
I'm not having it, Steve. It can't be right.
Please, somebody in the chat, please tell me if I'm right or wrong. If I'm wrong, absolutely. But
in the last 2 seasons.
Our home record this year has been impeccable.
Oh,
And
home record. Home
yeah,
record.
at home.
Right.
Sorry, did I forget to leave that out? At home.
3 home games, yeah.
In the last 2 seasons. That's unheard of. It's unheard of. You know?
Yeah, it is.
That's all down to Farker. You know what I mean? And
how do you feel about the team? Like, Matt, the team for me, it's probably, I love this Leeds team a lot. Like obviously it kind of fell apart with Bielsa towards the end, but like the first Leeds team with, like, you know, Ayling, Cooper, obviously Pablo in there in the Championship, where it was like we're up against the world a little bit. And obviously, well, the second season won the league, didn't we? But I loved that team. I genuinely did. Like, I loved it. And I was like, you go to battle for that team, really. And it gave you so many special moments. But this team, there's a connection with Leeds again. I felt like from what happened in the Premier League, from where we were in terms of ninth to where we sort of ended up with shoddy recruitment and a poor plan, really. To be honest, Matt, it feels like we've kind of got that identity back, haven't we, mate? And that's been a massive thing for me.
Yeah, and I think when like we reflect now on the season as champions, title winners. Did you know we got promoted, by the way?
Yeah, I don't know if anybody knows in the back.
Come on.
Rumor has it, yeah.
So, on reflection, I think last season maybe was more about those individuals that we lost. As a team, but the individuals that we lost, our best players, where it was a bit more individual, I think, and that reliance. Whereas this season, as the way it's panned out and kind of finished at the end, is I feel like a real team spirit with these guys, maybe even more than last year where we didn't make it, but a team effort where we've been able to really, again, get behind them as a team, with everyone chipping into goals, everyone chipping into assists, the defending, all those sorts of things. So for me, the team has been even more amazing this year and got us over the line. And, you know, exactly saying what Steve-O says is that, you know, props, flowers, whatever to Farker. He's done that job we wanted him to do coming in. He's done his objective. So whether what happens in the future or not, he goes down in history. Like Steve said, he goes down as a legend, as getting us up, promoted with the title, whatever happens. And he deserves a lot of plaudits from that, after a lot of criticism that we've done as well, which again, we said before, we felt has been fair in different occasions. But he has brought that team spirit together.
Matt.
I love this guy. I love him.
I absolutely love that. Look, that is incredible.
We've got to keep hold of that guy. He's a character.
On a playing level, and just even if we're in the Prem and we win something with this guy, like, he's just elite. He's so good at footballing.
He's like a legend already, isn't he?
Oh, what a legend! What a legend! But it's bank holiday, Leeds champion. I mean, what a way to do it, Steve-O. What a way to do it. Last minute, Solomon just creeps in and you're thinking, he gets ahead of his man. It's like the first time, isn't it, mate? It was the first time. He got it on the defender lunged, didn't it? He lunged in and I thought, oh, he's kind of broke the line a little bit there because he came out of that defensive structure. So he came out of that defensive structure. He had to win that ball because it was going to Solomon. Nonto plays it across to Solomon. Defender lunges in. That's him out of the game. Solomon takes it on the back foot, and from then on in, it's all about calmness, composure, cool, calculated Manor Solomon. Yeah. He has been, to be fair to him, in the last 6 or 7 games, outrageous. Yeah. He's been all of which we hoped he would be. It's been his best spell of the season. 100. That Manor Solomon has been absolutely outrageous. And do you know what, lads? 60 grand a week. The biggest statement signing of the championship, some were heralding it as. He has just paid everything back today with what he did. Obviously, we've had previous when he's got us into this position with how cool he's been. But that today, in terms of that finish at that moment, was massive because titles mean something. I'm sick of someone in the chat. I get his subjectivity. Someone in the chat said, I'm not really that bothered. And I'm like, really? Really? It's a title. It's a title. You always, you want to win a trophy, don't you? And this is, albeit some people saying it's a championship trophy, it is silverware.
Silverware is important, but I want to go back to the last game with Solomon, where he curled that beautiful ball, beautiful piece of artwork in towards the goal, so Tanaka could get his foot on the end of it. I mean, look, could we buy Solomon? I don't know. Has he contributed? Yeah. Has he played well? Absolutely. But yeah, the goal for today was absolutely beautiful. Did you see the celebration? He whacked his shirt off, got a yellow card, and he's like, I don't give a shit,
Who cares?
It looked like
I nearly whacked my shirt off in here.
It looked like he was going to pull his shorts down at one point.
Yeah, I thought he was as well. But when he took his top off, I don't know, subconsciously, I breathed in. I was like, yeah.
Yeah.
Look, I'm not being modest. I do look a bit like Solomon underneath.
We know you do, Steve. You don't need to tell us that. We all know it.
Yeah. I just think like Solomon. Yeah, go on, Steve.
Beautiful goal, and
yeah.
He's been pivotal this year. He's a short guy. He's muscular. He's strong, but he's got an eye for goal. He has, and I think. But the thing is, I think to single out while individual performances are absolutely brilliant, let's not take anything away from the fact that for the last 6 or 7 games, this whole squad has played absolutely Champions League-esque. We've played fluid football from the back to the middle to the front, and we didn't do a fan forum a couple of weeks, on the last game.
Been saving it, mate. We've all known.
You know what I mean? But I mean, look, let's to single out Solomon. I think he's unjustified for the rest of the squad, bar Aronson, I think. But I think the whole squad has been in the last 6 or 7 games, and I'm repeating myself now. I'm a few beers down, so please forgive me. Still can't talk properly, and I'm rattling on. So what I'm saying is I think they've all. It's if ever there was an emulation of side before self, this squad with these players playing the way they did in the beginning of the year compared to how they did after Christmas, when everybody was saying get rid of Farke. The players have stepped up. The players have stepped up tenfold, and they've given it their all. The camaraderie in the team is unbelievable, and I think that's been one of the main factors this year that we have won this league. Because if you look at Solomon and Ramazani was on fire. He got taken out. He was injured. Solomon came back into the fold, and he stayed there. Farke has stuck to his guns, and I've got the Farke flag out today. You know what I mean? And he's stuck to his guns all season with the decisions that he's made. Okay, and you've got to take your lid off to him. He's come under stick. He's come under scrutiny. The players have got to come under stick when we had that wobble early on in the season. But they've all stuck together. The camaraderie's there. They all go out and eat food together. They're all a massive part of each other's lives. We've got half the Wales squad at the back. And I think I don't see it in Sheffield United. I don't see it in Middlesbrough. I don't see it in Sunderland. The camaraderie for the squad this year, and my voice is going, is what has sustained this team going forward. Absolutely, in my opinion. I don't think what we had last year was fantastic. But if it was so fantastic, why didn't we go up last year? We didn't go up last year because we weren't ready for it. We didn't have the ownership. The things in the back weren't right. It wasn't the right time. Certain players got sold, and it was all about, the 49ers are taking money and all this stuff. But that's a lot of bullshit. Because what we've created this year, right? This is your life, isn't it? You remember? Now you remember.
Say what you think, Steve. Say what you think.
Yeah, well, what I'm saying is, right? We suffered at the beginning of the season because of all the players that we got rid of. But at the end of the season, we're now like all this squad and this team and the management and the physios, that blonde, gorgeous blonde lady who takes care of all the eating, whatever the players eat.
This is some generational rant. This is incredible. I don't know where you're going at the minute.
Look, what I'm saying is, it's all
letting it all out.
It's all side before self. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. That's what's been the glue for this year. It's not about individual players, because as far as individual players, we had that last season, but we didn't go up. But this season, we've gelled, we've worked, we've ground out results, we've played beautiful football in the last 6 or 7, 10 games, if you want to call that. Yeah, we've played absolutely. I'm just gonna show up now. I'm just mega happy.
Jesus, Matt, how do you follow that?
Did you get that point?
Yeah. I was kind of going.
What did you say?
That way and this way.
Yeah, what I'm trying to say is,
just summarise, Steve.
Yeah, imagine Steve on a first date. What I'm looking for is 4-4-2.
That's different, man. That's completely different. This is passion. This is passion now.
Nige says, "Is thick Steve pissed? He's had two beers, I think he is."
Yeah, I've had about 3. I don't drink. I'm not allowed to drink.
Yeah, warfarin. Matt, it feels like the club's in a very, very, very good spot now, mate, and I think that's why I'm very excited at the minute, mate. It feels like it's good for Leeds right now. The ownership is ambitious. It feels like we're almost of the Aston Villa mold a few years ago, where you kind of knew they were going to spend, you knew they were going to take it to the next level. Feels like Leeds are in that mold right now, doesn't it? And I mean, we maybe should be a little bit, more specific on this season. I mean, even when we just look at player of the season, there's so many, isn't there?
There's so many, and I said the other day, for me, I had this 3. I had Bogle, I got Rodon in there, and I've got Dan James as potentially.
Sorry, Matt. Before you start, mate, I'm slightly worried that Bjorn thinks Steve is my dad. Steve couldn't produce this, Braun. But go on. What are you saying, Matt?
You got to see my daughter there. She's gorgeous. I've got a nice dog and I got a beautiful daughter. That's all I'm saying.
Go on, Matt. What are you saying?
I've forgotten now. Steve's throwing me again. What was I saying?
But it feels like right now, with the ownership, with everything in place, Leeds are.
Play the season. Yeah. So the 3 I had was Bogle, Rodon, and Dan James. And like Steve says, though, as a team, absolutely brilliant team award, obviously, with what we've achieved. But those 3 guys have particularly impressed me. And some of these guys we're looking at, next season, can they do the same thing? Let's keep them. Players like Solomon, I think he's one of those players that makes a difference. Will we need that next season? For me, I've got to pick one, and I'm going to go for probably Bogle for the man of the season for me. He had man of the season. He had pressure because of the Sheffield United thing and the connections. Slated as a defender, which some bits he needs to improve on, but just attacking wise and overall over the season, I can only remember maybe 3 or 4 games that he wasn't that good in the whole season. And he's got amongst the goals as a defender as well, which I like. So yeah, potentially my vote's going to be like that. And just a little thing on that next season, Con, what you were saying. I know we'll go back to this season, but key, massive for me is that summer spending. How much are we going to spend? How much is available? How much are we going to do under the radar? Because I know it's the profile for us now is going to be even bigger, but I want under the radar deals being done for people we want.
And there will be. There will be.
Yeah, hopefully, yeah. So we don't get hijacked.
Would you do Solomon?
After the last few games in the season, I would go for him. It depends what Spurs want for him.
Yeah.
But I would add him. I would add him to the squad. I just think the more players we've got of that little with the X factor, which is shown he has got when he's injury free, Ramazani, those sort of X factor players. I think those are the ones we need to be
That's the caveat, isn't it? The caveat is as long as we get Ramazani with a few more minutes, as long as we get Ramazani with more minutes, however that will be, and we keep him in and around that side, I really do. I've grown massively to Solomon. I think Solomon, he had a bit of a period where it was about 8-9 games where he didn't do literally anything. But when the pressure has been on, he's performed.
And something, I totally agree, Colin. And something's happened because I was worried when he joined us because of the injuries. But again, fair play to maybe the medical staff at the club. Because he, other than a little blip he had, I think he was out at one point. He's done really well with the injuries, considering what the record was and what we'd heard about. To finish the season strongly, I mean, that's amazing.
What you got to remember is as well that he's dropped down from the Premier League to the Championship. There's more games. It's more intense. It's not as the Premier's not as harsh as what the Champions. I think it's the Champions League then, but it's not. The Championship is not as harsh as the Premier League. It's not as tough. So I mean, I think from a fitness and injury perspective, I know there's been a lot of Tottenham fans that have said he's lost a yard or two off of his pace, over the time as well. But I think if you look at Solomon, I think he has massively improved as a player. I think his heart is at Leeds. I think he wants to stay. I'm not convinced that he's the right player for us in the Premier League. But I 10 out of 10 for the person that plays with his heart on his sleeve, yeah, I'd sign him tomorrow. But there's always that thing, we're looking at a price tag for Solomon at least 20 million, 15, 20 million. Whether or not we can knock off some Harry Gray money to bring him in and only pay 5 or 6 million, then it's probably worthwhile. But I think for me, I think Solomon, I would rather have Ramazani over Solomon all day long.
Yeah. I think right now, my missus could do anything, and she could never, ever, ever achieve happiness right now. Like she could.
Where are we going here?
Mate, you can go anywhere. You can go anywhere with this. She could not do anything that could eclipse this. Is that something that's wrong with me, or is it just being a Leeds fan? What the hell is that
about here?
I'm not going specifically, Steve-O. But you can read between the lines, my friend. Do you know what I mean? What is this thing? What is this thing?
Are you saying that your missus can run faster and has got a better build than Solomon?
That's exactly right, yeah. She could ping one in off that left wing, 100%. 100%. She's bigger than him. Not like that, babe. Not like that.
Pause.
Pause, yeah. But yeah, it's been...
You're so dead.
I'm so dead, yeah. But it has been... Do you know what, lads? We've not really spoken about, and we'll get into some of the comments in a sec, everyone. But has this ever happened? Has this ever happened, Leeds United? For 5, 6 games towards the end of the season, lads? Winning 5/6 games? It's unheard of.
Here's a question for you, right? What what match of the at what point of the season, match wise, did you? Matt, that looks so like Gianni Versace. What match of the season did you realize? Did you say to yourself, "We're going up"? Do you get my question?
At about 11 o'clock this morning.
Let me just pin it down for you. The match where I thought we're on now is when we played Watford and we scored and we got a result of 4-0. That was when I felt in my heart, we're on it now. I felt it all season, even when you guys haven't, and I've still stuck to my guns and said we're going up as champions. I've said it all season, but within that there's been a bit of doubt and a bit of conflict and all that stuff. But at what point of the season, match wise, did you say to yourself, "We've done it"?
I think for me, Oxford away.
Yeah.
Oxford away was the one where it was like Solomon puts it in, crossed it, brilliant goal. Rodon pierces the defence. Bogle gets on the overlap, whacks it. It's a Premier League goal. It's a brilliant finish. And then I'm like, shit. I'm like, Chef, you dropped that night as well. Again, they had that 3-game period. And for me, that was the point of which I was looking and going, yeah.
I think mentally that told me it was a bit different this year, except for March when we lost it a bit. Was
that's
actually beating.
Jam's fault. That's Jam's fault.
Yeah.
Jam was
Steve, I'm gonna mute you in a second. I'm never gonna let you have two Madries again.
Sorry, man.
It was I think when we beat Sheffield United and when we beat Sunderland later on, that's when I would start thinking, oh, actually, what's going on here? Because they were massive games to win. And then I think when we got that 7-0 against Cardiff, wobbling aside, that's when I was thinking there might be something here. As stubborn as worried as we got during that funny period and funny with Farker and all those sorts of things, when we were drawing and losing to people we shouldn't have. Those were those key moments, I guess, more than just one game, Steve. Those were the key moments that, for me, that saying, hang on a minute, we're actually, this is a bit different, feels a bit different. Those moments we're taking advantage in those games and
results-wise.
Yeah, results-wise. And I was thinking, yeah, that's it. Then, obviously, the bit with Sheffield United slipping up in those 3 games, I was thinking, are we again mentally, are we able to take advantage? Because we didn't do that last season, and we did. And we did with the pressure on us to win after they were losing and putting that gap in there for us to get into. So there was a few key moments for me, I think, post kind of Feb that were kind of up and down, but there were moments there that I was thinking, shit, yeah, this is it. I think we're going to get it. Not necessarily to win the title, but just promotion. Definitely.
Yeah, definitely. I just want to get into a few of the comments, everybody, if that's all right. Dan says, this is how it feels to be champions. This is how it feels to be Leeds. This is how it feels when your team's in the Premier League. Good stuff. Hugh says, I've watched Hugh McCandless. Hugh, I think I've got a best name, my friend. I've never seen a good name of that. I've had Bowen Llewellyn and now Hugh McCandless. What do you reckon? Bad?
Okay, go on. What are you saying?
Okay. I'm getting it to go. I've loved watching One Leeds and Leeds United this year. Well done, Connor. You've made my year. Great guy you are. Thank you so much, man. Really appreciate that. It doesn't go unnoticed. Nathan says, Manor Solomon, indeed. Sid in the building says, afternoon, Connor.
Sid.
Champions again, ole, ole. Champions again, ole, ole. Champions again, ole, ole. Champions again. Champions again. Champions again, ole, ole. Shout out to you, Sid. Thanks, pal. Tony says, well done, Leeds. I'm gutted, but I think the best team won the championship in the end. Up the clouds. You know what, Tony? Honestly, mate, if we'd have got the guy out of the net on the 24th of October after that Sunderland game, I think we'd have done that, mate. But Burnley have been absolutely more than enough competition for Leeds United. I mean, literally, we've finished on the same accrued points. So,
yeah.
Ryan says, even Manor Solomon, from all we expected when we signed him injury-wise to what he's done this year, has got to be one of the best loan signings. Yeah, what would you reckon, lads? Him and Ben White?
Ben White was shit, mate. I didn't. It's a Pons. I think Solomon's been way better than Ben White.
Ben, are you mad?
Really?
Steve?
Mr. Sunbed himself. No, he's good. No, don't get me wrong. He's good. He's all right. He's all right.
He's all right. Jeez.
I've never liked him. Mr. Sunbed.
Matt, I never explored this with you. You know,
but remember when he played for us, though, Steve? Remember, not like now,
Steve,
but when he played for us.
Steve, we're not talking about the tattoos on the sunbeds. We're talking about when he played for us, when he was a pasty white, non-tattooed northerner.
I don't know.
Shocking from you, Steve. Shocking. Prasad says that's the difference this season, Colin. We found a way to win this season today. Jesus, Connor, man. Loved your content all season. Thanks, Prasad. Really appreciate that, mate. Mr. Dodo says promotion is business. The title, bragging rights. You are quite correct.
Absolutely.
Steve says, Connor, you're a god. Steve, don't be up. Steve, I know this. You, do you know what I mean? No, Steve, seriously, like, I'm trying to take the mic. I do this.
Hang on a minute.
Yeah, I'm only joking. I've been through the darkest of days of the last 6 months. I can honestly say your streams have given me hope. Thanks from the bottom of my heart, champions. And also, I'm pretty sure, Steve. There we go. I mean, that's Steve. Ridiculous. You didn't have to do that, mate. Thank you so much. He said, have a drink on me, my friend. Don't know if you saw my previous message. Hope you did. Once again, from the bottom of my heart, for all your help you've given to me. Champions again, mate. Steve, that is so kind. And thank you so much, mate. I know we're having a bit of a laugh on here, but we all go through it, mate, don't we? We all go through it, you know. And it's been I mentioned this and Matt messaged me about it actually not long ago. I sort of outlaid a lot of my feelings on a friend of mine's show the other day, Blades Ramble, and it was, you know, it's not been the greatest 4 to 8 weeks really for me in terms of my mental space as well, mate. And it's crazy what Leeds does for you. And the vulnerability that you've just shown, mate, I really appreciate it. And you know, if you want to DM me or anything like that, and I always say that to people, if you want that, we've got a really good community, and we're all very inclusive, and we all talk, as Steve and Matt will attest to. If anybody's got a problem, you know, we're all a group here. And yeah, keep your chin up, Steve, mate. And amazing stuff, mate. Thank you so much for that. And I might send you that back, pal, to be honest. Promotion is business. The title is bragging rights. Yeah, I agree. I think I've just read that, mate. Hear You says, this is a fantastic background noise when I'm playing FC 25. Hear You, this is how I know how young you are, mate. FC 25 isn't a game, mate. It's FIFA. Call it FIFA. What is going on? FC 25. Just these youngsters nowadays. Tony says, at last 33 undefeated, and I can wash my bloody shit. Can you believe that, lads? 33 undefeated, and we've beaten them to the title. It's mad, isn't it?
You may remember a few weeks back when I said that unless something to do with promotion, I said I wouldn't wash my boxer shorts. I'm saying I am there.
Slightly worrying.
I know.
Anyway, Steve says, congrats, Connor, from a Black Cats fan. Congratulations on going up as champions. It's been a strange season. By the way, the sunglasses in preparation. I can't. How many hangovers can you have in a week? Like, I think I'm going to eclipse the record of 7. Well done, Leeds. SAF said, yeah. Is it? Sorry, I don't want to be braggadocious, but isn't it nice to not be involved in the playoffs?
Oh,
yeah.
It's amazing.
Like Matt, not even be promoted.
Champions,
Champions, ole, ole, ole.
Playoffs. We're not in the playoffs because we're champions.
We're not in the. Let's just
Next comment.
Let's do a separate celebration for not being in the playoffs.
that feeling of not being in the playoffs is almost as good as winning the title. Do you know that?
You know what,
almost, because that is a load of playoffs. Is a load of shit.
But I'll tell you what, though, Matt. If we hadn't won the league, we'd be in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Let that sink in.
What?
I mean, technically not, Steve.
Well-
Because we've still gone up.
Yeah, I know, but let's just.
Well, we know what would have happened. We know
Steve,
what would have happened in that.
Steve, I love how many outlandish statements Steve's just putting out there today. It's brilliant. I wonder what's next. I'm just
Don't encourage me, mate.
No. Sorry. Yeah, Steve Hume. Big up Steve Hume. Everybody, make sure you're loving Steve in the chat. Please do me a favor. Love Steve in the chat and give him all the props in the world because he fully deserves it. Jasper says, Ben White a Ponce. I saw him in Tesco Dringhouses. Shout out to Jasper. Right, okay. Hazel says, will you be going to the celebrations on Monday, Connor? I will indeed with my friend. Not Steve, you're not coming, are you?
No, mate. I've got lots and lots and lots to do.
And we've got a guy up on the other side of Steve who was delinquent, so he will be coming with me as well. So yes, thanks for a great season of entertainment, Connor. As they say, all the ups and downs. Great to end the season on the highest of highs, Championes. Well, lads, have we got anything else to say? Do you want anything else before we sign off?
Who's having a kebab tonight?
A kebab.
Well, do you know what? With promotion, my wife's actually booked us for dinner tonight, and apparently we're going to have some champers.
Ooh,
So
nice.
what more can I ask for?
That's fantastic. That is absolutely fantastic. Tim said we look like an Oasis tribute act.
Well, I tell you now.
Oasis.
I wear shit. I can belt out a few Liam Gallagher tunes when I've not got this, when my voice comes back. And I will prove it to you one day, and you can video it and show it to all the One Leeds from the channel.
I will, mate. If you don't hamper copyright, I'll definitely do that.
No.
But guys, this is the end. This is the end of the old fan forum for this season. Anyway, we will be doing some extra bits of content. If you want to head over to the Patreon as well, we might include a different show in there as well.
We will be silver on that content, so it might not be as entertaining as this one.
Yeah, exactly. So, guys, before you leave, please make sure you slap a like on the video. Subscribe to the One Leeds fan channel. Thank you so much for 44,000 subscribers, which we've hit today. So, absolutely massive. Thank you so much. Enjoy it, bask in it, drink it, live it. Leeds United, a champion of the Championship, and ultimately, Leeds United, a Premier League. Get in there. Guys, we'll see you in a bit. Cheers.